Hello my friends, and welcome back to the official first episode of Building with Jen. We are here in my medieval area, and for those of you who might be wondering how this is episode 1 of, and I already have all of those tools and like almost entirely completely castle built. Last episode was episode 0, a world tour, and this is my single player world that I've played in for a while now, and I decided to start a let's play from this world. And today I want to continue working on this area over here, which is our city island. We just open up the map. You can see we have this entire island that I try to convert into a medieval city. And we are right here at our castle, which is not finished. It doesn't have any interiors yet. And maybe I should really light this up before any creepers blow this up. But it doesn't have any interiors yet. But that's not the problem we try to fix today. Today I want to finish off this entire section of the castle right here. Before I explain to you what I've planned, let me just quickly sleep. So what I've planned for here is I want to have a big house, kind of like in a style of this house. So the pretty steep roof and then the stone on both sides. But this will be on an angle. Then we have the castle walls right around here, so pretty much wrapping around the whole building. On the map we can see it pretty well. The house goes here, and then we have the castle walls right here. What I also want to finish today is connecting up the walls until here, and then also detailing the walls over there a bit. So that is the plan I have for today. Maybe we can even get to this tower, but we'll see. So let me quickly grab some stone and plan out how tall I want this tower to be and how tall I want this house to be. And yeah, I'll be right back. Alrighty, I am back. Unfortunately it is raining, but I don't think that's too big of a problem. So right here are my plans that I have for this building. So it is a bit diagonal on a like 4-block angle, which I think is okay to work with. So fully diagonal. If you sneak in fully diagonal, so 45 degrees, I'm sorry. Here and there, it is alright, but like, as you can see here, 3 blocks is like the maximum that I'll go for. 2 blocks looks a bit weird, but 4 blocks is just about right. And so eventually, I want to have a castle wall. So the outer wall right here on this level. And the staircase up to it should be like this. At least that's what I have in my head right now. And then I also planned out this tower, which is going to be another pretty big one. If we just fly over here, you can see I'm probably gonna make it a bit taller, but I don't want it to be too tall, because this is the main tower and it should draw all the focus to itself. So this shouldn't be too distracting. We need like a nice little skyline. So right here is pretty flat. We need something sticking out right here, just to make the castle a bit more interesting from all the perspectives. And we obviously have the church in the background here, which you can see beautiful through here. So yeah, that is the plan that I have currently. What I want to work on next, however, is finishing up this gatehouse. So right here, we have all of the windows, and on this side there are no windows. So I want to break through here, because there should be a walkway right here so that you can look out those windows. What exactly I have planned for this area is basically just to mirror this side over here. So I think that's what I'm gonna do right now. Okay, so I also finished this side of the castle gate, and if we look through here, you can see, wait, I missed the block. No, let me quickly fix that. But there we go, now it should be fixed. So if we jump down here, you can see the second part, or the second half of the castle gate is now done. And what I want to do next is go up here. We have this pretty scuffed walkway, so you can actually see inside the castle. And there is literally nothing here yet, except a few of my plans, or the blocks I used to plan this place. So we need to extend this a bit further. So now we should have enough, and we can cover this up. Now we can actually look out here and see who's attacking the castle or who's entering the castle. Because not all the people who are entering the castle are actually attackers. But I think that's pretty cool. So if we look from down here, yeah, it looks perfect. And I also just saw a wandering trader somewhere around here. Yep, there he is in our little unfinished tunnel. Now you can get a glimpse of the backside of these buildings, what they look like. So good sir, what do you have to offer? Yeah, well, I don't think that's anything. Yeah, I don't really need any of this, so the next thing I think is just to kind of extend this tower right here upwards a bit, just so that we can get an idea of the basic shape and height of this tower. And while I'm at it, I think I'm just gonna also expand the castle walls upwards to the height that I want to have them, which is right here. But this time, I think we're gonna turn this into a little time lapse. So, cue the time lapse. Okay, so I finished building up the walls, or at least the general shape that I want to have them in. So if you didn't get how I want the staircase to look, I hope now you do, because it's just like the zigzag pattern up here. Oops, little X spike there. So this tower I want to make a lot taller. If we fly over here, you can see that we need this to be taller than the castle gate entrance towers. But I first of all want to get in this house with the roof, just to get it kind of into perspective how much taller we need to have this. Yeah, but I started building the castle walls, and I connected them up to here. We still need to put in some stairs here, that's what I'm thinking at least. And we also need to decorate or detail this part right here, because we have just this basic one block railing. But I want it to be a bit like with the separated stones that stick out one block more and less, just like you usually have the castles. I don't know what they're called, but I think you get what I mean. So I think what I'm gonna do next is basically just to get in the walls of this house and maybe punch in a few windows here and there. So let me quickly do that off camera and I'll be right back. And there we go. The main stone part of this house is now complete. I think it just really, now that we walk through here and we have walls to the left and to the right, it just really gives the immersion that we are actually in a castle. Before we used to see through here and you could basically just see the mountains that are behind this wall. And now it really feels like a castle. It's really coming together quite nicely. And now the only thing that is sticking out, which is not finished or basically not even started, is this tower. Because this will block another view if we walk through the castle, which will just give it this more grand feel if we also complete the walls of this tower. So I think that is what we should probably do next. And what I also want to do is to come up here on the castle walls and detail all of this. So add the little sticking out stones I told you guys earlier. And maybe even put in some like crates, barrels and chests around here just to make it look like the guards actually work here, store some stuff here. And we basically have to do that throughout the entire castle. I mean, we still have the grass floor. And as it looks like, I'm also missing a door right here. But we have a lot more to do right here. So I think first of all, we're gonna basically just fill in the walls of this tower. So I think it's time for another time lapse. Let's go. Okay, so now after this time lapse, it is time for today's comment of the video, which this video is by Hicks5, and he says, in the center of the pyramid in a game called Wizard 101, there's a huge statue in the middle of Anubis and varying stairways. If you want inspiration, look up Crocotopia pyramid statue. So what he's referring to is this comment was left under my World Tour video, which was the last video, hence episode 0, World Tour. And there I showed my pyramid, and currently it is empty from the inside. And I said to you guys, if you have any idea what I should put in the middle there, leave him in the comments down below. And that's exactly what he did. So I checked it out, and it actually looks like this could be a really good idea. So let's head over to the pyramid and check this out. So here we are at the pyramid once again. And now if we look into here quickly, you can see this is completely empty. And I'm gonna put a picture of what he means on screen right now. But just imagine those giant staircases, because I have a black room, so they basically lead to nowhere. And we just have some giant staircases going everywhere, every direction, up and down. And in the middle we can just have, or kind of in the back, we can have a giant statue of some sort. Maybe it could be a mummified version of my skin. I don't know, I'm not too sure, but the general idea is pretty cool. And this also won't be a project that I'm gonna do in the next couple of weeks or even months probably, because right now I just really enjoy working on our medieval area. But I'll keep it in the back of my head, and eventually once we come back to this place and finish this up, we can definitely come back to this idea and build something like this here. So once again, thank you to Hicks5 for commenting. And yeah, let's get back to our medieval city. So now we are back at our castle, and I did build a few things. First of all, we have a roof on the castle now, or at least on this house. I still want to add like a trim around here, because this is just too flat for me, if that makes any sense. But what I also tried to and experimented with a bit is the floor. So I don't really have an idea what kind of material I want to make the floor out of. We could go for something really fancy, like polished and in a checkerboard pattern. But I don't think that's really how medieval castles were. When I think of medieval castles, I think more of like this rough, dirty ground. And I also experimented with some details. Like for example, here we have just this pile of hay that is laying around in this corner. This is not final, this is just to get an idea of what this whole place looks like once we detail it up even more. I must say, it really makes a world of a difference having those like small little details in. And you can see some more. For example, we have this crate, this box right here. And if you come up here, I also put in a few boxes, chests, and another stack of hay bales. I don't know why they would need some hay bales up here, but I guess they do. But as I said, this is basically just for demonstration purposes, just to get an idea of what this whole castle looks like once it's decorated. And it makes such a huge difference. There's nothing in here yet, but if we just fly over here and see the castle, and you have all of those little boxes and all of this stuff laying around, it just looks so much cooler and so much more as people actually live here and they work here. And I think we have to do this all over the castle, like each little window put in some flowers and just like really many little details to make it feel like a busy place. And I think in the end this will probably look way better than it does right now. So yeah, this is just a proof of concept, and today we did quite a lot of progress. We built up this entire section of the wall, this tower, and this entire house, as well as this tower, and even decorated all the stuff over here, which I haven't showed you guys in first person yet. But this also looks pretty cool, especially once we're gonna have like our farming areas, our big wheat fields and carrot fields, and then the mountains in the background here. It will probably just look really, really good, and I'm really looking forward to it. But that is basically it for this episode, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to this channel if you want more content like this. And you can also leave a comment down below with some suggestions that you have for this world, for this place, for this castle, whatever it is, or you can just give me feedback. But that's it for me, guys. See ya, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.